hata leo hii tukiongea kuna wale wamogi kwa nyumba, lakini tufanye mikakati haraka ili watu wapate chakula. Asanteni sana, naunga mkono.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, you know, when there is hunger, there is a lot of complication, diseases is also threatened. The health sector is threatened, security sector is threatened, cohesion of the community is threatened. Mr. Speaker, the economy is threatened. If you look at Isiolo County, tourism is one of our economy sector. We have witnessed actually how wildlife has died in big number. Mr. Speaker, this county has not addressed in the mitigative measures to help the wildlife. We have to consider actually the wildlife. It is finishing, Mr. Speaker, at a very high rate. The breed, the biological breed of our livestock is going to get finished. You know, Isiolo is the source of a Borana cattle breed, Mr. Speaker, which is known worldwide and known for the best beef, high quality beef. Mr. Speaker, it is going to finish because if now the data which we have is standing at 80% dead, Mr. Speaker, and this rain is not sufficient. So what it means that this intervention has to be very fast, Mr. Speaker. We have to move very fast. You look at we appreciate the other stakeholders like the NGOs, non-government organizations. But Mr. Speaker, if you look at the past 1 year, some of them are telling us that actually they give cash transfer of like 9 million for Isiolo County. That is not sufficient. It's not sufficient, Mr. Speaker. But by the time those data have been based on to get that 9 million, now the situation has worsened. So there is a need to come together immediately, urgently actually, Mr. Speaker, in the next 24 hours to mobilize also our stakeholders. The most affected people in the society now is almost actually at all levels of the generation. The elderly people. Today they need blanket, Mr. Speaker, not only food. Because the last 3 years they don't have capacity, economic capacity to buy even clothing. Mr. Speaker, the people living with disability are the most affected in all aspects of life, education, food, health, Mr. Speaker. Now, Mr. Speaker, I have seen the mood of the House that this disaster, the declaration of emergency disaster in this county is supported by all the members of County Assembly, because those who are not here, Mr. Speaker, have gone to other counties to search for water and pasture. They actually, especially with us in this House, Mr. Speaker, I thank all the members of the County Assembly, and I thank you also to accept when I gave a letter as a majority leader to your office, Mr. Speaker, you were able to call for the special session. I thank you very much. I thank the members of the County Assembly, and with those, Mr. Speaker, it is over to you now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, the Leader of Majority, Honorable Jillo. Now I put the question: drought situation within the county. That aware that Constitution of Kenya under Article 43(1)(c) guarantees every person a right to be free from hunger and to have adequate food of acceptable quality. Further aware that data from the National Management Authority indicates that the majority of Isiolo residents are facing acute hunger, with current situation at a very alarming stage. The prolonged dry spell that has lasted for the last 3 years has depleted nearly all pastures and dried up all wells, and thus threatening pastoralism, which is the main source of livelihood for the majority of residents. Noting that this severe dry spell have caused residents trekking many kilometers to the neighboring counties of Garissa and Tana River in search of pastures and water for their livestock, which further inflicted emaciation and deaths of over 80% of the herds. Worried that those who lost their herds as a result of devastating drought might turn to criminal activities like cattle rustling as means of survival, thus causing more suffering to the residents. Concerned that ongoing drought has caused malnutrition among the children under the age of 5 years, elderly people, expectant and lactating mothers, and school drop among students in secondary school and institutions of higher learning, forcing these teenagers to engage in antisocial activities like robbery, teenage pregnancies, and abuse of substances. Further concerned that if urgent measures will not be put in place, this drought will have devastating impacts on lives and livelihoods of residents. This House urges the county government in collaboration with other stakeholders to put the following measures in place to curb further damages. 1. Declare drought as a county disaster. 2. Provide supplementary livestock feeding to the farmers. 3. Initiate livestock offtake program in the affected areas. 4. Provide adequate emergency relief food. 5. Provide regular water tracking services. 6. Provide bursaries to the students within the county. 7. Provide sanitary kits to the school-going girls. Will as many of same opinion say aye?
Aye.
Those of contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order, clerk. Honorable members, we now adjourn the House to Tuesday, 14 February 2023, when our normal sessions will resume officially.